What's
Hey, you see
poppin'?
the
We're on this bitch live talking NFL Week 13 picks and predictions. And of course, we're recapping Thursday, aka Thanksgiving, and Black Friday, boys. It's the happy holidays out there, everybody. But I'm Paul Pickle Winham, and I'm joined with.
hey man, you already know it's your boy Kev, Water Voice boy. And I have to call the doctor on this one. Because Paul, did you see that black magic that that we yesterday for the football game yesterday? Because first
Sure,
off, the football game
that's
was
all
at
they
3 o'clock.
do.
The football game was at 3 o'clock. Right?
I
I've
did
never
not
seen
like
that
that.
time. Yeah,
I
I've never
didn't.
seen that time before. I didn't know how to plan out my day. I was like, I was like, I can't get drunk and faded. It's 3 o'clock.
It was technically like 1 o'clock in Kansas City, so it was a 1 o'clock kickoff for them boys. But like I thought it was gonna be a night game. Like, why the fuck are y'all having? You have one game on TV. Why is it not the prime time slot? Like, what? Like this? And this on. I'm pretty sure it's on a streaming service. Like, so there isn't no other TV show you gotta like battle with.
No, you know what it was? They knew they couldn't compete with Georgia Tech and the boys.
Oh yeah, I definitely would have been watching if that was the game going.
But nah, man. But I'm Kev Water Voices boy. This is the Totally Blitz podcast. We coming with you with the Week 13 preview, and Powell. I'm scared this week.
You can't be scared, cat.
I'm scared this week. This is the 1 week I'm scared. And it's been 13 whole weeks. But before we get into that, what game you want to talk first?
I mean, we got to talk about what's fresh out there right now. What just happened is the Black Friday game, second Black Friday of I think NFL history, and it lived up to the hype because it definitely wasn't supposed to be this close, and it definitely has a lot. Everybody still talking.
Nah, bro, that shit is insane. So we can go immediately to it, and then we can work our way back. But these motherfuckers are inventing new ways to win. There's no, we said on this podcast, we was like, yo, we got the Chiefs, but we know for some reason they're gonna make this a good game. This motherfucker, Aiden O'Connell, drives it down. Danny Carlson missed the field goal. They get the ball. I think it was a 3-and-out. Like I'm pretty sure they got no yards, no time off the clock. It was still before the 2 minute warning when they kicked that field. They punted that. Gave it back. Brock Bowers and I can't remember the other dude's name, but they hit two crazy nice throws. Not even to their number one receiver, Jacoby Myers. Well, Brock Bowers is the number one receiver now, but they take it down. Paul, I'm looking like, all right, your kicker's 1 for 4, so every inch matters. Y'all boys just keep moving forward. And do not give this motherfucker Pat the ball back. I don't care how much time's on the clock. This mother trucker, and it was the ugliest botch snap I've seen ever, kid. I'm talking about this motherfucker's looking to the left, looking like he's about to call a motion or something. He, my boy, looking to the left like he's seen his name. They're talking about some, hey yo, I got you. Like I thought that's what he was doing, kid. He's looking at coach like to wink at him, like, hey, we got this, man. Don't worry, you got it. Because Antonio Pierce over here updating his resume because he's gonna have to start filling out some job applications in a second. But they get it down, and the botch snap, it gets considered a fumble. You can explain that because you know you nicer with the you know that you've read the NFL rulebook 4 times, but I've never seen no shit like this.
Yes. So to highlight the botch snap, the line judge, the only one who has say so in that area of the field, the head honcho of those calls false start on that play, which immediately we know the rules kills the play dead. It doesn't matter what the fuck y'all do. That play never happened. That play never existed because of the false start. All of a sudden, the refs start huddled together. Like they about to call their own play. They fucking just huddle up. And you're sitting there for maybe 2, 3 minutes wondering why the fuck are they huddled? And then they break out of the huddle and they break down, oh, we're going to pick up the flag on the false start. And instead, we're going to call a legal shift or a legal formation. But some people might think, oh, well, that's not that big of a deal. Yes, it is. Because if it's a false start, play's dead, play never happens. Raiders get the ball 5 yards back. Instead, because they changed it to an illegal shift, that gives the Raiders, on the Chiefs and Andy Reid, an opportunity, an option to decline the penalty and just keep the fumble. Where in
That
reality,
shit is crazy.
that's a completely different ball game. Like that's great. Like especially with all the added pressure, because the refs got to know that like someone's on Twitter or someone's funneling information like, hey, bro, they on your ass and like black magic. The Chiefs keep finding bullshit ways. Like you feel like I feel like the refs should know that they're under a microscope when they call games for Patrick Mahomes, especially the only game on TV on a holiday or some sort of holiday. But yeah, no, that shit. If you're a Raiders fan, you're living like you're not letting this down to the day you die, probably.
I mean, like it was crazy. Like I don't think I've ever seen a censor that mad before. He looked like he was trying to go fade some shit. And him and the ref was about to go 1-on-1.
Yeah, no, no.
So yeah,
And the center who's I know his last name is Johnson because when I wasn't there, I was working Black Friday, working my ass off on Black Friday. So I was like trying to keep touched in, and I look down, it goes fumble, and I'm like, oh fuck! Like I see the reactions in the chat, like oh they just sold, and I'm like, who fumbled the ball? And it says Johnson fumbles, and I'm like, who the fuck is Johnson? Like I'm like, I don't know any wide receiver, no tight end, no running back, no quarterback. I literally go to the box score, check the receiving stats. There's no one with the last name Johnson. I checked the rushing stats, and no one with the last name Johnson. And I know the quarterbacks, I know all their names. And I'm like, who the fuck fumbled this ball?
He said, who the fuck is Johnson?
I finally found out. I was like, then I come find out it was a botch snap and everything. I was like, oh, okay, that's why I didn't know who the fuck this guy was.
That's so funny, kid. Hey, I don't know, man. That's just insane. But if we backtrack it all the way to the beginning of the game, it was a decent game. I mean, Chiefs come down, kick a field goal. I don't think the Raiders scored anything. I think the Raiders come down and miss a field goal probably. And the Chiefs are up like 13-3 for most of this game. The Raiders come back, they score, they go up 16-17. Chiefs come back down. Chiefs come back down, kick a field goal. So I think the best thing about this Raiders team was that they were stopping the Chiefs in the red zone because there was a lot of close throws. Like there was a D Hop one hand in the end zone that was just out of bounds. Like there's nothing you could do about it because he caught the ball. Like I'm telling you, he said he caught that bitch one hand palmed out like this, but he caught the ball. But there was just and he was open. He just no way he could have got his feet in bounds on that play. So like there were openings, but they Chiefs didn't capitalize. So I will give the Raiders credit for stopping the Chiefs in the red zone for most of those plays. But they fucked that up because I don't know how they especially on a good defense with a great secondary and everybody knowing you're gonna throw it to Brock Bowers and you still got that bitch down twice and your kicker fucked up and then your center fucked up. It's a sad day to be Antonio Pierce.
And on top of all, like I won't just say they're a quarterback away because there's a few positions like they need a running back, they need a better O line, they need a kind of a better defense as well. But they need a quarterback because like they're going up against Justin Herbert, Bo Nix, or I should say Sean Payton, and Patrick Mahomes. Those are 6 of your games every year, and I'm just like, these people are not going to cut it.
Yeah, so that's real talk, man. And then I thought the craziest thing was I was looking at the coaching staff because they kept showing them boys in the box, and I found out Norv Turner is one of their I think is the offensive coordinator or one of their offensive assistants or something like that. And I was like, damn, this Raiders team has random motherfuckers on this team like crazy. Because I'm pretty sure Norv Turner was the coach back in like the San Diego Chargers coach back in the Phillip Rivers days, maybe LT days. But we can't talk the whole time about the Raiders. We gotta go Black.
Yeah, let's go down to the Thanksgiving or not Thanksgiving. Yeah, no, the Thanksgiving games. Kind of kind of a decent games. I mean, the Bears Lions was 23-20, was definitely a lot more of a ball game than what we thought it was going to be, but also it was a ball game because the Bears made it a ball game in the fourth quarter. It was 23-7. I felt like the Lions had it in the bag. They were kind of not I don't say easily, but they were kind of just moving the ball down pretty this normal Jared Goff like, and defense was playing phenomenal. Caleb Williams wasn't looking too good, and then in the fourth quarter, I don't know if it was just them letting up or just the Bears are the best fourth quarter team in the NFL. But like once again, this fourth quarter, and they put up like 14 points in a snap of a finger, and then you're sitting there like, oh fuck, the Bears actually have a shot to maybe, it's a 3-point game.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I saw the game from it was just a tale of not two halves. I feel like it was a tale of two. It was a tale of 2.5 quarters to a 1.5 quarters. Because the beginning of the game, the Lions ran all over them. I'm talking about everybody got a turn. Jared Goff got a sneak. Jahmyr Gibbs breaking off. I think Jahmyr Gibbs started off the game with 8 rushes, 87 yards. David Montgomery is eating on them. They're over here doing fucking. I want to say they let Sam Laporta. They let Jameson Williams get a run in, and they're literally running all over this Bears defense. It's real old school smash mouth football, and on the other side, they're playing great defense. Caleb Williams is holding the ball way too long on certain plays, getting sacked, getting stuck. Like the play calling wasn't the best in the first part, but they adjusted because the Lions, I felt like they, even though they were running all over them boys and they were kind of moving at will on offense, there's important times when like Jared Goff had like 5 incompletions in a row. Like this O line was very well hiding a lot of the flaws that Jared Goff was getting every time they put pressure. They put pressure on him. And the fact that they had to respect the run, once they adjusted to the run and just said, all right, we're gonna make Jared beat us, then you seen the fucking Lions start slowing down on offense. So like I saw how the way Bears played it. I think it's crazy that they fired their coach after this game because they lost. You can say they lost this game due to bad clock management in the fourth quarter. I think they just weren't the team to win this. Like this is the difference between the Chiefs and the other motherfuckers. Like the Chiefs figure out a way to win this
He
thing every
had to
time.
get fired because in that last drive, you have a timeout in your pocket, and Caleb Williams takes a sack, and you're sitting there, and the clock is at like 30. And I understand. I mean, it was a mix. 'Cause I was yelling at Caleb. I was yelling at Eberflus. It was just a whole mix of things. So it was like you have the timeout. You can literally call that timeout and get on the line, snap the ball, spike it, like just stop the clock. And they're literally like you see Caleb talking to people, like motioning people, telling people what to do, and it's going from 30 to 29 to 28, 20. It got all the way down to like 11 seconds, and he's still like, huh, 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 hi. And I was like, bro, like this is it. And he throws up a fucking a Stevie, as we be calling them, and the fucking incompletion game over. But it was like you had the clock was at 30 seconds. Eberflus, you call that timeout. Eberflus, you tell them spike the ball. You tell them a quick play to run. Or you better have your boys like practiced and well trained for when that moment arises. This is how they know how to react. But it was just like this was if they didn't have the timeout, I'm sitting here like, bro, Caleb Williams is maybe the dumbest quarterback I've ever seen. What the fuck was that? But it was also like a combination of even if he's doing all that dumb shit killing the clock, he is a rookie. You are the head coach. You have to know what you got to do right there because you're a field goal away from tying it up. You weren't down 7. You were y'all had literally yeah, they were on Detroit's Detroit's they're 41 at that point. You just you're on the other side of 50. You maybe get a 10-yard play, boom, field goal range. Don't know if you make it, but you're in field goal range to at least tie it up, go to overtime. So I just felt like after that, on top of like he was already on the chopping block, and then everyone sees that on primetime football, it's like it wasn't a good look. And the Bears were like, yeah, time to cut ties.
Yeah. I respect it. I respect it. But the Lions are a great team, but I don't know if they're the best. You know how I feel about my Lions.
Oh yeah,
I
the
don't know
question
if they're
we
the best.
had
Yeah,
about
I don't
being
know
the
if they're the
best.
best team. Yeah, I don't know if they're the best team in the NFC. Like the Eagles in the matchup that they have this week is going to tell us a lot about the kind of grit and the people they have to beat. Don't forget, my Falcons beat them boys. So like I've seen them crumble before, Monday night type shit. But we'll see. This is gonna be this that was we'll see who the best team in the NFC is after this week.
Then we have NFC East matchup here. The Cowboys beating the Giants 27-20. Similar to that of the Lions Bears game. It wasn't a ball game until the Giants come in the fourth quarter, score a couple late touchdowns to bring it within a touchdown. But for most to me, when I was still watching the game, it was like 27-10. I don't give a fuck. Like
Yeah.
that to me was the real final score. Drew Lock couldn't get shit going. I mean, the worst part of this game for me was watching it on Sky Sports because these are all British motherfuckers trying to talk football, and these people really, I did not know how much some of these people do not know about the game that I truly love, and I'm like they're like just the way they're talking stats, you can tell like someone's in their ear telling them to say this because this is not coming off natural. Like these are soccer analysts that they just happen to bring over for football, and I was like, it was just god awful. It was like them trying to explain like, oh, so what a passer rating is, anything above 100 is considered excellent, and if it's below a certain number, that's considered bad. I'm like, is this the real? Like, are they really talking like this on the halftime show? Like, is this really the halftime show I
Ah!
signed up for? And I
Bruh.
grinded it out, but god awful, god awful watching Sky Sports football.
That's actually funny as fuck. I've never even like stopped to think, who, what is the motherfucking vibes on other
One
on
of them said,
international stations?
"Yeah, like what can the Giants do to come back this second half?" And they're like, "Drew Lock has to use his legs more. You saw how he was got shifty in the first half, and he made that 120-yard run. Yeah, we need to see him if he can bring the energy running the ball, and then he mixes in his passing ability. How is he gonna be stopped?" I'm like sitting here like they're describing him like he's fucking Lamar Jackson. Like any quarterback can go back there and run the ball. I'm like, Drew Lock is not fast. Like Drew
The
Lock is not.
reason why is because the reason why he got that run is because nobody expected that.
Yeah, like Drew Lock
Let
is
them
not
start
your.
keying it on Drew Lock.
I'm like, this is not a running court. This is the guy that does not have a mobile throwing. At least Baker Mayfield, I could understand him, you saying that because Baker gets frisky in the runs. But like, I was just so blown. I was like, this is really like this is who they're hoping is going to bring the sport international. All right, but the game itself, Cooper Rush, I think CeeDee Lamb got hurt, so like he didn't even really play the full game. But Rico Big Dowdle, he snapped it like 17 games in a row without a 100-yard rusher, and he finally snapped it.
I'm just happy they got the winner, Jared Roy. They needed one. 93,000 Paul.
That
Average.
bitch is packed, bro. That shit is.
I didn't even know because they love to say whenever the WWE goes over there, they love to say, yeah, we sold it out. We had 85,000. No, you didn't. No, you didn't. That shit got seats, kid.
No, that
That
bitch.
shit got seats.
Then the primetime game, the real game on the slate, the Dolphins getting whopped. Oh, your
I'm
sound.
I'm not gonna lie to you. With all due respect, I turned this game on. I got invited to a friendsgiving and shout out Star and them because they snapped. It was some good food and I got to finally try some fried turkey, the famous fried turkey people always talking about. But I rushed back to get to the crib, turn the game on, food coma out. I wake up, it's 17-30. So I'm like, wait, what the fuck just happened?
Or there's anything that could have went bad went wrong. Like from opening, we had a phenomenal 3-and-out drive on it. Like Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, very first 3 plays, we stuffed them, and we're getting the punt. And I'm like, okay, this is like solid. We came in, our defense showed that they're ready to play. They get a big stop, and fucking Malik Washington is returning punts. He's a rookie, I think a fourth round rookie, and he's returning punts because Braxton Berrios got injured and he's out for the season. He muffs that bitch on the fucking like 10-yard line, and Packers get the ball within like within their 10 after that, and
Boy,
we still make him go to a third down. It's like third and short, third and goal. They score on that third down because another rookie is on the field and he tries to jump the ball clearly in the wrong position. If he would have just played the ball and played the receiver, we probably get an incompletion forced through. No, he wants to fucking be a star and on the back against the wall. Um, allows so we go from stopping them on the first drive and potentially going down and scoring the first points ourselves to muffing a punt. Now we're down 7-0. No big deal. Just, more pressure on Tua. This is, more pressure on this offense that, hey, y'all going to have to show up this game. And they didn't show up early. I will say there was just a lot of miscues, a lot of bad. The run game wasn't working, but then when we had a couple drives that it was working, it like one was a field goal when I felt like, man, we needed a touchdown right there. And then another one was we get stopped on fourth down trying to right before halftime trying to, get some extra points. We need some points. Well, we need 7, not 3. We go for it on fourth down, we get stopped. So we're going into halftime and we're down like I think 13-3. And I'm sitting there like, okay, bro, everything that could go wrong is just going wrong. We're not executing. Tua's playing a good game. We can't even say Tua's playing bad though. He ended the game with like 350 yards, 2 touchdowns, 80% completion percentage. Like we were doing good on that aspect. It was just it weren't consecutive. It would be like a big play followed up by 2 bad plays, and then we have to punt. It's just like we weren't able to stack them into scoring drives. And then another one towards the end, we have a chance to be down one possession with like 7 minutes left. And our defense has been playing great. We go for it on 4th and 1. Tyreek Hill and Achan are not on the field. Our two,
boy,
our two, we only have
what y'all,
two.
what y'all sneak, what y'all sneak it?
It's 4th and 2 on the goal line, and we decide to run like one of our, the little like fake handoff, fucking everyone
A
moving
jet
this
sweep
way.
type bullshit.
Yeah, and fucking
Stop.
only
Without
have
Tyreek?
no Tyreek, no Achan, and we have just Waddle and Jonas Smith. Jonas Smith had like 100 yards this game again. Jonas Smith's been like tied in one for like the
Yeah, he been
past three.
grinding.
But
He been grinding. He been grinding.
it's Tyreek, not Tyreek, Tua throws the ball like he knows, like as soon as that shit happens, he knows, fuck, nobody's open, and like they're coming in at me. So I at least give him credit of he said, fuck it, I'm gonna like laser beam this into Jonnu Smith. And Jonnu had a chance to catch it. It was a very tough catch. Defender is right on it too. Ball hits the ground. And at that point, it's still now this we don't score the touchdown there. It's still 2 possession game, about 5-7 minutes left in the fourth quarter. Game's basically over. Packers go on and run the ball. Josh Jacobs, this and that. But that it was multiple big plays where we just folded. It was like if we would have converted this, if we would have got this done. We had like we looked like the Ravens out there. It was a lot of flags. It was just illegal shift, holding, hands to the face, defensive holding, defensive pass interference. A couple of those that killed us on big plays. I was like, we weren't ready to play. We didn't want to win. We played sloppy. We played ugly. Mike McDaniel, every time they fuck up, the camera pans over to McDaniel and he just has like his half mouth open look like. And I'm like, oh, he don't know what the fuck he's doing over there. He's confused. It just wasn't a good look because everyone knew. It was like, we beat bad teams, and every time we play a good team, this is how we look.
Yeah, it happens, man. It happens.
No,
But
because we're toast, bro. We need it because without this win, now we need this. We have to win out, and shit, that's hard to do.
I mean, I feel like you guys just had to survive in advance type shit. So we'll see. But it was a good holiday slate of football. I ain't gonna lie to you. I enjoyed yesterday. yesterday. It always is interesting because how often have you ever watched one game at 3 o'clock? Like that's something that only happens like playoff time. So like
Made no sense.
one game at 3 o'clock was just so I just didn't know how to plan out my day. Like I still went out later. I took a nap. Like it was I just did not know how to plan out my day.
Well, don't have to worry about this slate here. We got a shorter slate. For whatever reason, we only get two 4 o'clock games, and they give us seven 1 o'clock games. I feel like they could have maybe spread it
Yeah.
out a little
I
bit
I
better.
bro, I'm pretty sure that Chiefs game was a 4 o'clock game. And it was like, yo, bro, we want the Chiefs. I'm telling you, bro, Black Friday, the Amazon, hey, Jeff Bezos called Roger and said, yo, I'm richer than all your billionaires put together. We want the Chiefs.
And the Raiders gave him a good game at least for the for the Black Friday.
Oh, because we saw the Black Magic. But we know what we got to talk first.
I know it's the first one I'm looking at. It's honestly, I think I just did a quick slate preview while we're talking, and there's maybe one or two games that are just as good. But this is probably the best 1 o'clock game here. You got the Falcons, the Chargers. Are y'all 1 point dogs? Yeah, Chargers are 1 point favorites on the road going into Atlanta. Y'all are a little 1 point dog at home. How are we feeling about this?
But you know we love a home dog. Damn, Young Hoku is questionable. But we got Mike Hughes is out. That's not good. Jose. But it looks like are we getting a little healthier on the secondary? So I like that. I like to see that. Young Hoku questionable is very scary because we're gonna need those 3 points. But this is a game that I don't say I fear. I'm just like, all right, this is a game that shows us we can make something happen. They don't have J.K. Dobbins. They're their Quentin Johnston's hands was looking a little suspect last week, and then it's
Ass.
not like it's not like they went crazy against Ravens secondary. That's played kind of the worst in the league a lot of at points in time this season, especially against the Bengals. So I just need to know can we make Herbert feel Justin Herbert feel enough pressure to throw inconsistent passes to get them on third and longs? Can we put them boys in position? Can we put our offense in positions to get on the field and stay on the field? Can we get the run game off because Derrick Henry went for 140 on them boys last week? Can we get the run game going? And can we just play complete football and kind of fix up some of those issues and some of the sloppy plays that we were playing beforehand? Because a lot of these games we've given up some just sloppy, explosive plays that really was all that team did that game. But if we could do that, come off the bye and look Gucci, I like us to bust the Chargers name. But this is gonna be a dogfight. We gotta come in ready to fight because we've been looking like frauds anytime decent teams come around. So we just got smashed by last time we seen us, we got smashed by the Broncos. So if we come in, if we come in playing like dogs, showing that we're not going to the playoffs just because there's a spot or we won it by default. We're coming in because yo, this is a team that's standing on business.
And also the Chargers side, they will be without J.K. No J.K. Dobbins, big Gus Edwards. I literally picked him up in one of my fantasies, and I'm hoping his ass snaps. But I just don't know. The Falcons' pass rush, I think, is their biggest liability on the field on all the sides of the ball because that's what makes your secondary look as bad as it does because they just don't get to the quarterback to disrupt throws, make him throw off a timing, anything like that. And this is one of the I can't say premier, but they have one of the best O lines, one of the like top 10 O lines in the Chargers. So I don't expect y'all to get to the quarterback this game. It's the receivers on Herbert's end are young and experienced and not that like they just Quentin Johnson. His hands don't work sometimes, like you said. I don't like them as the favorite. Like I do think as a dog, that's a little disrespectful for y'all to be at home to be a slight underdog. It's not like the Chargers are like a premier team. They're a good team. I said that when they played the Eagles too, but Oof.
They're coming off of L, so I'm not mad.
Yeah, they are coming off an L. Y'all both are. Ooh, this one's tough for me. This one's tough. I'm gonna go with who I had originally picked before we started talking it, and I'm gonna ride with the Falcons with you.
Oh, come on, come on, I heard him. Oh.
I still have trust in my boy Kirk Cousins. But sneakily, I don't think anyone really realized this, but Justin Herbert's only thrown one interception on the year.
Oh, but I have him in fantasy. That's why, Loki. I didn't want to say this, but I'm starting him over Kirk Cousins.
Yeah, I'm like, he's sleep. I love like, bro, this motherfucker only throwing one. That's crazy.
Bro,
Next,
no.
oh
Have you seen the fucking? I gotta send you the clip. I gotta send you the film. But Lamar's only thrown 3 interceptions, and you should go see what these interceptions look like. Like one is like I want to say a Rashard Bateman drop. The other one was a tip up, and then the last one was remember the Steelers play where it's literally him going out of bounds and like Jit like grabs the interception like raw dude's going out of bounds
yeah,
type shit. Like insane interception, like low key, like in every other world, this man has a clean slate.
damn the flip of a coin. But then we got Patriots at home, 2.5 point dogs taking on the Colts. It kind of all depends on how you feel about the Colts here, on who you're picking.
Oh man, I mean,
This used to be a game back in the day, 10 years ago.
yeah,
What?
this was what the battle of the best.
Yeah. Oh, we'll see them in the AFC Championship.
this is
Like
what this is what the Bills and Chiefs are now.
exactly. Yeah, this is exactly this. This is now or Ravens. Like
So my thing is, this is all on Jonathan Taylor because I think if this team can block and get them boys out the way for him, they win this game. They not easily, but handily. I think if they choose to let Anthony Richardson throw that thing, they lose. And that's what scares me because I don't know what game plan. I wish I was locked in with the coach like Pat McAfee and this because I don't know what energy they're coming with. If they're coming in like, yo, bro, we're in this bitch too. Hey, get them up and get them out of there. If they coming in to get him up, get him out of there, and let Jonathan Taylor do his thing in open field, I like the Colts. But if they come in this bitch thinking we're gonna play a balanced attack, we're gonna use play action, and we're gonna let AR try to win it with his legs and with his arm, oh, they're losing by 17. And I don't even think the fucking Patriots can score fucking 20, 24.
I don't think Patriots could score, but I think the Patriots at home, they're gonna be like Anthony Richardson. I just believe Mayo's gonna have the defense good. Like he's gonna get the pass rush. He's gonna make Anthony Richardson think he's gonna which is what you don't want him to do. And I'm kind of all out on the Colts. Like right now, uh, they just don't move me. Like whenever every time I see them play, I'm like, yeah, they're gonna play probably one of the worst games ever, and somehow they might win that game. But when you're playing that undisciplined football, the Patriots are probably even without Bill Belichick there, like they probably still they execute their X's and O's really well, and they beat the Bears earlier, like a couple weeks back, and I was all over that. Why? Because well, one, I thought Drake May was a better rookie quarterback, and two, I just felt like they were going to perform better, perform less mistakes, and that's how I think they're going to win this game. They're just not going to have as many mistakes as the Colts because the Colts keep kind of shooting themselves in the foot week in and week out.
Yeah, I want to pick the Patriots. I might pick the Patriots. I'm not like fully decided yet. I'm just looking. The only thing that's fucks me up is the last five. So the last five is against the Colts, is the Texans, the Vikings, the Bills, the Jets, and the Lions.
Yeah,
In
tough.
those games, they went to 1-4. And you could probably guess the team they beat. But it was only 28-27.
I remember that game. That was my last Aaron Rodgers pick.
Oh yeah. I was so happy about that because I was like, damn, boy, I'm gonna look quite stupid if Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers steal this game. And then you look at the Patriots last five. It's the Jets, it's the Titans, it's the Bears, it's the Rams, it's the Dolphins. They're 2-5. So like the competition is different. So that's why I think the Colts have looked really, 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 really bad this so far this season. But it's not like they're going against shitty teams.
You see that the Patriots game against the Bears? That's gonna be
Mhm.
this game.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm a ride with the Patriots for you on this one, which is to get my dogs out the way.
So you gotta feel it. You gotta trust in Drake, man. You gotta trust the gut. Then we got divisional game. Bengals 3-point favorites at home against the Steelers. The potential to go 500 is still on the table. Like you can still go
Steelers,
500.
damn, Steelers are the dogs in this game.
Bro, they're the most disrespected. Their division leader. They in the playoffs. Like they at the top of the playoffs at 8-3 right now. They sitting good
Yeah, I was about to say, you think they're gonna lose back? They just played 3 divisional games in a row.
because they didn't play one until that first one, like 3 weeks ago. Like they went all the way up until like week 10 without a divisional game. So that's why now they have to cram them all. That's why when I looked at the schedule, I was like, oh fuck, that's kind of crazy. You go from like Ravens, Bengals, then back to Ravens. That's kind of crazy. Like that, like it's not that exact, but it's something like that. But it's like, wow, that's a way crazy schedule. And then Browns like double dip again.
But and they're about to start dropping the hard knocks of the AFC North.
Oh, that's fire. Oh yeah, that's fire.
So that's crazy. So wow, I might go change my Patriots pick because I didn't know I was gonna get a third dog. Nice. So hey, fuck the Steelers, right? But it's not fuck the Steelers. It's fuck Russell Wilson. I don't know why I don't like this man. It's probably because I listen to people. I listen to individuals like motherfucking Ross that be trying to tell me that he's Russell Goatson, and they need to stop that. But they just lost. They're going against a team that plays terrible defense, and the moon ball is going to be up for grabs. George Pickens was just talking all that shit, so you know he only listened to Young Boy this week.
But George Pickens is ready to kill somebody.
I'm telling you, he's ready to crash out. And this defense is always going to be the Steelers' defense. So I don't know where the fuck they put these niggas as dogs. Vegas knows something we don't know, kid. I'm telling you, kid.
But
Because
there's no
what?
way. There's no. I see the logic. I understand. Oh, Joe Burrow, that offense, they're putting up like 30 something points per game. That's cool and all. But I got crash out dummy George Pickens, and I ain't ever looking back. That is my favorite football player right now. And the Steelers defense, well, Fitzpatrick. Remember, this has been an ongoing thing for 2 years. Kev, is T.J. Watt playing football this Sunday? I will be picking the Pittsburgh Steelers, and that's how I.
I
And they have treated me so well as a dog.
gotta say, 8 times this season.
And who picked against them on Thursday Night Football against the Browns whenever they was a
Hey,
big favorite? Is
it's
I
true. It's
know
true.
what I got. Like me and Mike Tomlin are like this, son. Okay,
And they have been talking that shit about Mike Tomlin because they had all those crazy ass bullshit ass. He should have did this. He could have did this. Yeah, bitch, I fucking bet if you fucking look at the film after fucking 30 fucking minutes in an hour, yeah, you can figure out all types of shit niggas could have did.
Jalen Warren was getting shifty. Like if Najee isn't getting the big gains, it's Jalen Warren. Like the run game has looked good. I'm not saying it's world changing, but it's definitely a factor now that he's playing as a Russ playing quarterback. Why? Because whenever you do end up blitzing and getting the one-on-ones, he pulls that trigger. Whether it's to Calvin Austin, George Pickens, Fryer moves, he just lets that bitch go. And it has worked. It has worked insanely well. There will be a couple games where that shit probably backfires, but it won't be against this Bengals defense.
Yeah, and I don't think the Bengals has the Ravens secondary. I think if you this Bengals team stops if the
So
Steelers team and not and I think no, I mean I don't think this yeah, I don't think the Steelers have the Ravens secondary. Like I think if this Bengals team, the Steelers stop the run, I think the Bengals is kind of cooked that they have to throw that bitch up like they do. I mean, maybe Jamar if they and the Steelers are great at keying in on one dude. So if they key in on Jamar Chase and make you have to beat them with T. Higgins and the rest of the fucking squad, I don't see this team scoring the amount of points they'll need to beat the Steelers team. because
So
their defense couldn't stop a fat girl and a buffet kid. Like they're not doing nothing.
yeah. So we both on the Steelers here, 3-point dogs on the road.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, but they don't be surprised if I change my Patriots pick. But I'm like, hey, bro, that's a lot of dogs.
No, I feel you. I wasn't expecting us to go back to back. Next game on the
I didn't
slate.
expect you to pick the Falcons. I was like, oh,
That one might get changed too, or that one's still open there. Jets are 1-point dogs at home, taking on the Seahawks. Seahawks feeling good after getting the they now first place in the division. Geno Smith, kind of, I mean, is anyone still race? They're all within a game of each other, but it feels good to be on top. And they just beat the Cardinals to take the number one spot. Jets, on the other hand, fire the GM, fire the coach, fire everybody. Aaron Rodgers doesn't know if he's gonna be back next year. If he is, he probably will be a Jet if he wants it. Woody Johnson, I don't know what's up with the owner. I don't know what's real and what's not with that whole. There's a lot going on with the Jets, and they're not winning games. Are you? Are you
I
picking
don't
the
know,
Jets? I like.
bro. There are rules on this podcast. When I say I'm not picking the Jets for the rest of the season, I was not playing. And it's really not because of Aaron Rodgers. That's what I've realized. I used to think, bro, these Jets team fucking sucks because their O line can't block. Their O line couldn't block an ugly nigga on Twitter. Kid, like there's nothing that this Jets team can really do that ever excites me. And I'm just looking like, but Aaron Rodgers is still better than a lot of quarterbacks. He's throwing for what two 2,000 yards, 17 touchdowns, 7 interceptions. That's better than a lot of quarterbacks. Not Geno, but that's better than a lot of quarterbacks. But in these games, they're like, besides for against the Cardinals, they're still scoring like almost 20 points. They put up 15 against the Steelers. That's kind of like that's almost as much as the Ravens did. So it's not the offense, it's this defense. This defense giving up 28 points, 31 points, 21 points, 25 points, 37 points. Like what?
You can go pull out my preseason take on the Jets. And what did I tell everybody? The defense is going to be the thing that sells them. The defense is not world class no more. They let Bryce Huff walk out the door. They let 4 defensive linemen walk out the door, and they thought, yeah, we'll just go. Hassan Reddick is still holding them hostage that I'm not playing for y'all. Thank you for trading for me, but you're not going to pay me. I'm not playing. And then the Jets fans and everybody swore like, yeah, our defense is still the best in the league. The Jets were like the third, if not the first, second. It was the third defense drafted in most fantasies.
That's crazy because I think they have one of the best. They have one of the best defensive minds in the league with Robert Saleh. But they had like a top five like defensive coach for sure. But yeah, you was right when you said that defense fell off because they fallen off too. So because of that, you will not ever catch a trick in the Jets. You need a Geno and a Seahawks.
Yeah, I'm gonna take Geno and the Seahawks as well because the Jets. I don't think we're gonna get the pass rush, and that's my whole thing with the Seahawks. We can't get a pass rush against them. They're probably gonna win. Then we have this game's ugly. Jaguars 3.5-point dogs at home with the Texans coming into town. So Texans
Wow.
3.5-point favorites. Texans need to get the ship right because they were the hottest team last year. They just coming off the loss to the Titans and the Jags. Mac Jones experience 52-6 against the Lions. Their last game out. So
What are they like a -3 right now? Or like they've like lost 3 in a row or something right now?
the Jags or the Texans.
That's both.
The Jags are on a 4 game. They're about to make. They can make it 5 with a loss here. The Texans have a win before their last one, so they're not. This will be 2 in a row. But before that, they lost a couple.
So yeah, I'm looking at this game like, come on, y'all, this is sick. But
Yeah, yeah. No, I just peeped it. They lost to Tennessee last week, but they beat the Cowboys 34-10, and then before that, they lost to the Jets and Lions back to back.
Yeah, I respect it. This defense isn't who I thought they were. Like I'm watching whenever I watch the Texans, I'm watching a lot of my favorite players, Jackson Jr. get cooked. And I'm just like, oh, okay. And then on top of that, the O line is again CJ Stroud. The blocking he needs with all the pressure he's receiving as a young quarterback, that's tough. So I don't expect them to lose this game to the Jaguars because the Jaguars are abysmal. I just think, damn, this is not a team that I want to see in the playoffs this year.
Oh, okay. So I was wondering why the line was so small because I'm like, there's no way I'm picking the Jacks because I thought Mac Jones was playing. Trevor Lawrence potentially could be back from his shoulder, but it doesn't sound like he's 100% healthy. And it kind of reminded me of last year because remember the Jags were up like 7-4 or something, sitting pretty,
Mm,
and then he gets hurt. He plays through the injury, and they just play some of the worst football. So even if he
we've ever
plays,
seen.
I don't think that's going to be that good of a thing.
Yeah, I was about to say, fucking Mac Jones and a 3-point line. Did you make that bitch? Damn.
Yeah, but we're probably gonna get half Trevor Lawrence out there.
And that's better than Mac
It
Jones.
is way better than Mac Jones.
And that they didn't play. I don't think they played against each other in college. I was about to say, imagine this was the Alabama Clemson. I think Mac Jones probably slid in after that because Mac Jones was a COVID baby.
Yeah. There's no way I'm picking the Jaguars though. Even with Trevor Lawrence on the field, I think this is the game the Texans probably win by double. I really like Texans minus 3.5. I think they're gonna probably blow out the Jaguars here. There's there's no way. Like even if the defense is as bad as you say they are, Kev, are the Jags gonna be the team that like
They're
makes?
not bad. They just get cooked.
I mean, the Titans did do it, but the Titans, uh, it is another divisional game. I mean, that is that angle. There's no way I'm picking them though, but I got the Texans.
I got it. Yes.
Then we got the Vikings, 3.5 point favorite. Sam Darnold Express hosting the Arizona Cardinals, coming off a loss against the Seahawks. Cardinals kind of need a win here to get back into the number one spot. Vikings sitting pretty on a rebuild year. How we feeling?
But the Cardinals just anytime you want to believe in them, they figure out a way to be like, nah, just chill. I got you. I thought I was nice. I thought our offense be cooking. You thought we was gonna give it to Marvin Harrison. You thought James Conner was gonna run this thing. I can't fall for it this week, Paul. I know it feels like the Vikings are like doing offensively, they're doing anything, whatever it takes to win. Kind of, they're playing really ugly close games, and we on a rebuild year with Sam Darnold as your quarterback, you don't really want to get in that. But they're winning these games. They went to OT with the Bears last week. Could have lost that game, but they just got the win. They beat the Titans by 10. They played an ugly game against the Jaguars. They beat the Colts 21-13, and they lost to the Rams 30-20. But my thing is the Cardinals just figure out a way to they're just up and down and inconsistent. And this isn't the defense to do that to.
Yeah, that's kind of the same thought I had when I looked at it. I was like, they're too inconsistent for Brian Flores. Like Brian Flores' defense is gonna make big stops, big plays, and the low key the Vikings offense they average like 24, 26 points. Like they average a good amount of points. So when you play the Vikings, you have to not only worry about the defense probably being one of the more like what's the word for it? Trickiest defense in the league because there's so many disguises on the back end.
Yeah,
Um,
you don't know what they're doing.
yeah, they switched the play. One of the hardest defenses to go against, but then on the other end, you got to worry. Okay, they're probably going to score 21, so we have to find a way against that defense to at least get 24 this game.
Yeah, Brian Flores Loki gets one of these jobs that's opening up. I just hope he don't go to the Raiders.
And he ain't coming to Miami. That's fine.
I don't think Mike gets the boot this year. Maybe next year, but
Yeah, I
no,
don't
Mike
know.
not gonna be.
But yeah,
But
no, I'm
yeah,
also with the Vikings with you on that.
big Minnesota.
Then we got the Commanders 5.5 point favorites with Titans coming into town. Titans coming off a big win against the Texans. Commanders coming off a big loss against the Cowboys and what was two of the bigger upsets last week. This
Oh,
is the
these are
bounce
the
back
niggas.
game, though. I think this is where
Oh no.
everything goes back to reality. The Titans, Will Levis, and them can't, you can't sustain two in a row. Um, I think they come bounce back, go back to normal, playing mediocre football. And then on the other end, Washington probably played their worst game with the Cowboys and one of the craziest games with two special team touchdowns. I think that all gets back taken to normal, and there's just like no way you can't pick Washington here.
This game is close, man.
You really think
I'm
so?
saying this game is close, man. Just because of the matchup issues. Like this Titans defense is all over um CJ Stroud last week. We know the O line hasn't been doing their thing. But they got a good D line and this Commanders team hasn't been looking to hasn't been able to get shifty like they were early in the season. So I got the commies in this game. I think this is a bounce back game. They look good. But I believe I believe the Titans can like stop the run, slow down that run and keep it Jaden Daniels and like force him to go start doing some stuff in coverage. That's when they start making this game close. I just don't think their defense is going to give them fucking cover touchdowns up the seam. Like, I don't like their defense to just give up the bullshits that the Texans were giving up last week. I don't like them to make one false step when the motherfucker's going right and out to touchdown. Like, I really think they're gonna watch the film from last week and say, okay, this is their best game. Don't let them play like this.
Then, so we're both on the commies. I think it's gonna be a blowout. You think it's gonna be tight.
It's
Moving
gonna be a
on to
close game, man.
another game that divisional Panthers taking on Buccaneers and Carolina. Panthers are what, a 5.5 point dog at home. They almost knocked off Patrick Mahomes, but you don't get rewarded for almost in the NFL. Whereas the Bucks,
Especially against the Chiefs.
whereas the Bucks got Mike Evans back last week. He didn't score a touchdown, but they blew out the mediocre Giants. Kind of fighting for a playoff spot still here. Need every win you can get. Panthers, on the other hand, could play spoiler. And how do you feel about these? I mean, these are two teams that you know quite well.
I mean, I don't like these niggas. Like, you ever, I be watching those beef documentaries, so there's like 50 Cent talking about Ja Rule. He's also, I just don't like that nigga. I don't know how anybody could look at Ja Rule and think, man, I want to be like Ja Rule when I grow up. That's how I feel about both these teams. I just don't like these niggas. Like, I don't know how anybody can look at these teams, look at their jerseys, and say, yo, I'm a fan of these guys. I'm gonna listen to this loud ass cannon fire. Oh yeah, man, I love this shit. Hey, go Tampa, go Carolina. Like that's how I feel about these teams. It's not like fuck them. It's fuck everything that they stand for. So with that being said, the Panthers suck. They are at home, but they're pretty shitty. Baker and them love to beat the shit out of shitty teams, and their playoff hopes are still alive. If they win right here, and this is their chance to like for to motivate the team to get the playoff push started because we have a tough game versus these motherfuckers got the Panthers. But after this, both of our fucking see both of our fucking schedules are kicked. So it's really we both control our own destinies after this. They gotta win every one of their games. We have one game to spot. And it should not be this game because there's always a bullshit game that comes down the line. So the Bucks are coming in ready to go. They have Mike Evans back. They're gonna try to motherfucking blow them boys out just like they did the Giants last week. And that's how I think it's gonna go.
See, I think the Panthers is not giving enough credit. If Marcus was here, he'll tell you keep pounding. J.C. Horn, solid corner. Him versus Mike Evans, it's gonna be a good matchup because J.C. Horn has played really good, and he's a physical guy. He's like 6'3", also 6'2". Like he can actually line up against Mike Evans. And there's no more Marshawn Lattimore, so somebody has to like kind of take that spot. And within the division, uh, I the Bucks are the better team though. They are finding their footing in the running game as well with Bucky Irvin and Ricard White still pass catching, and then they have a third guy. I'm gonna take the Bucks on the road here, but I do think the Panthers are gonna keep this very interesting because they have played since Bryce got benched and got forced to come back. He has looked a little better, but everyone's now saying that, and I feel like the moment you give him a little bit of credit is we're gonna get the old Bryce Young game.
I'm rooting for the Panthers. I ain't gonna lie to you. If I'm in a perfect world, Panthers win, Falcons win, and that kills Bucks' dreams right there. Like any chance that they thought they had, that's dead. Because we showing that we're a team that's gonna come off this bye and start getting the W's that we getting the W's that were iffy games before. But if motherfucking so I'm rooting for the Panthers. Let's go, Bryce. But I'm picking the Bullets.
And then another, the last of your division, the Saints are 4-7, 2.5 point dogs at home, taking on the Los Angeles Rams. There's a lot of home underdogs this week.
They're fucking boys. Rams by Rams by 10.
Man, Saints playing good ball. They undefeated with the new coach. Coach Riz, you sleep.
Rams by 10. Sean McVay off of, after letting the fucking Saquon run all over the boys they did last week. Oh man, I bet you Sean McVay was in that bitch. Hey, tackle, 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 or tackle this week. Every chance we get, we're gonna fucking tackle. So I'm expecting the boys to come back from that L and lock in and get the dub here.
So Saquon, arguably best running back in the league, arguably best like all gadget player in the league. The Saints got the second best all gadget, the second best running back in the league, and Taysom Hill. And them boys are gonna come in here. It's in home. It's at the dome. I know the Rams got a great offense, and everyone gets lost in that. But their defense is it's similar to like the Bengals. So their defense has played really bad, and even a bad team like the Saints, I can't even call them a bad team right now because under the new coach, I can't hold old coach regimen against him. This is new coach regimen. This is new leadership. They're 2-0. Derek Carr has played decent ball. Kamara isn't really doing that much, but Taysom Hill is like they just brought like they using him. I haven't seen him in like a couple of years, and they finally using him, and they're winning games. I'm gonna ride the hot hand here. Saints
Oh,
at home.
he would say to a hoe, you love a whole dog. Oh, you betting on that?
The what?
You betting on that?
I might. That one feels a little good.
Oh, he
That one
thought
feels
that
a
in the
little good.
parlay. This
Then we
nigga
have the
play.
the Ravens 3 point favorites taking on the just talked about them, the Philadelphia Eagles. Potential Super Bowl matchup. Some people are claiming. This is also MVP right here. Lamar has a big game. Does that kind of solidify his MVP status? Saquon has a big game. Does that enter him into the MVP status? Derrick Henry, the battle of the premier running backs here. And the funniest tweet: Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley taking on Derrick Henry and Lamar Jackson. Like, oof, who would have known in my day and age we can watch four premier running backs go at it in the same game?
That's funny as fuck. Now that's scary. These teams have done what they needed to do to gain the respect in this league. And I love to see it. Black quarterbacks, the running back position is still alive. And in a perfect world, they play good defense. But these are great teams. I think this game, if the Eagles win this game, that shows me that they're number one in the NFC, like straight up. If the Ravens win this game, that shows me that they can bounce back from anything because they got fucked up last week. No, 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 no. The week before with the Steelers,
Yeah, it was
and
just
then
two
they
weeks
came
ago.
back, and then they came back and beat the Chargers. So like the Ravens are gonna show that They just don't. This Ravens can show that they clean the things up and they don't beat themselves. They're showing that this is a team that you want to see in the playoffs, play against the Bills, play against the Chiefs, and doesn't matter if they're on the road or at home, they can make it happen. So, ooh, this is a tough game to pick. But how do you compare their defenses? I think this is what this game comes down to. The Ravens have a better run defense, but their fucking pass defense is abysmal. But the fucking Eagles have that big
Secondary
segment up front.
Eagles is, well, and not it's not even that. Well, Darius Slay's probably gonna be out, but he's not even the best. Like Quinion Mitchell, the
Oh
number
yeah,
first round corner, their best DB, but and he's no rookie mistakes really. Like he's kind of came right in, and has been good at it. Cooper DeJean, uh, in the slot, motherfucker is just
holding it down.
yeah, like one of the best slot corners already. And then Reed Blankenship on the back end, like the Ku Klux Clamps, as the people were calling them. By people I mean Sham. I was those two white boys on that defense are holding it down. People say that you can't play white, you can't be white in the secondary. They kind of showing difference right now.
Nah, that's fucking insane. I would want to put that on the shirt, but that might be racist. But
Yeah, Chef said I don't know if you're in that fantasy, but that shit had me. I was like, 'cause he's talking about the Eagles secondary, and I was like, oh fuck, that was one of the funniest things I ever heard. I know you probably just stole it from Twitter.
oh man, nah, I don't know. Shandy Boyd at work. He probably thought of that. Probably just
And
about to
then
read.
on the other end, Baltimore, if Roquan, it depends on Roquan Smith's playing because he didn't play last week, which we saw the difference in their defense. If he does play and Kyle Hamilton plays, it is so physical. That's what I would say about the Ravens. It is a physical defense.
Yeah, I want. Yeah. Oh, one thing about Quinyon Mitchell, I'm pretty sure he's from out here. There was I can't remember if it was him or the rookie on the Packers. One of them boys was like when they say their names and where they're from or what college they went to, he was like Wilson, Florida. And I was like, oh, that nigga from 20 minutes away.
Oh fuck, that's probably just a
But
lot.
yeah, but oh, Derrick Henry's from around the way too. So that's some Florida boys at least. And you got Lamar. But this game is about to be crazy. It's about to be interesting. This is the game of the week. This is the game you can sit down, pull your popcorn out, because it's going to be a ball game. It's not going to be decided until the fourth. And I got dun, 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 Baltimore Ravens because I picked against the Eagles last week. That wasn't a good idea. I'm going to pick against them one more time because I think they're going to be the worst enemy this game. I think if the Ravens defense can slow down and contain Saquon Barkley to force them to have to start using Jalen Hurts to throw the ball. This is going to go back to the games when he was making those mistakes, like against the Falcons and against the Bucks. So I could see the Ravens controlling their destiny, showing that they're one of the one of the best teams in the NFL, and getting this W. So I'm gonna take the Ravens, even though if the Eagles win, they are the best team in the NFC.
I got the Eagles for sure here. I've been saying them that they're the only team. They're the third best offense with the number one defense in the league right now. It's kind of hard to pick against that. And offensive line, defensive line, and penalties. Like Ravens get a lot of penalties. Their offensive line makes a lot of mistakes. Eagles Eagles offensive line best in the league. Defensive line probably best in the league, and they don't make a lot of mistakes when like getting penalties or turnovers with Jalen Hurts. So I'm just like, this is just one hard team to beat. I got the Eagles. Then we got another game that's supposed to be premier matchup. Bills 6-point favorites taking on the 49ers. At this point, I mean, I don't know how you feel, Kev, but I can't pick the 49ers. They're not the team that they were supposed to be coming into the year. I think the Bills are gonna kind of steamroll here. Like, especially it's December. This is when the Bills start playing their best football. right before the playoff starts, they start this steamrolling team. So everyone's like, yeah, the Bills might win the Super Bowl. And then they ultimately lose somewhere in the playoffs. But this is when they start dropping the 40, the 50, and all that. So I got Buffalo here to take care of the 49ers. And this ain't the same 49ers from previous years.
Oh no, not at all. Even Kyle Shanahan at the fucking press conference didn't even sound like the Kyle Shanahan of used to. So, oh no, we thought I was gonna come out here and talk about some. I didn't know, so maybe this is the week that the Bills, that the 49ers make a chance. Fuck no, that is not me. I'm not that guy. Maybe we could get Kyle stupid ass on here from us. I bet the under.
That's probably gonna be in there.
but but nah, I got the Bills to continue. That's why I was like a. You didn't hear me say anything about Lamar MVP when in that last game, just off the fact that like I think Josh Allen comes in and he kind of slides in and shows like, yo, I'm the best player, I'm the leader, and the best player on the best team. It's one of the best teams in the league right now. And you know how they like to dick ride that boy. And you know how they don't, they're not going to give Lamar two in a row, even though he's played better this year than he did last year. Like, and it's starting to look like light years. So I'm expecting Josh Allen to kind of come in and lock in. But if he comes in looking crazy and my Ravens get that W,
See,
put some respect on his name.
I'm not gonna lie, like the NFL is looking kind of more outrageous by the week whenever like this how awards are kind of shaping out and stuff. It's like there's no way that like you're just invalidating what y'all did the year before. It just I don't know.
And,
It's
and
crazy.
they don't care because you want to know why?
Don't give a
No,
fuck.
nobody looks that shit up later. Nobody's like, huh, he didn't win MVP, and then like remember when Trayvon Diggs won the fucking defensive player of the year? We were just looking like they threw it against him the fucking most. Like what?
He had gave up like 1,500 yards.
Yeah, like bro, like he's over here letting fucking. He's the reason why some players are going to the Pro Bowl. And then there's that year that Charles Woodson had like 12 interceptions when Darrell Reeves shut down everybody.
Yeah, no, it that's why it's just crazy that they're just not. Well, this is the game to prove it. I'm not saying Josh Allen doesn't deserve it too. I just think Lamar's having a better year, but it's just voter fatigue. I am with
Yeah,
you on Josh Allen. I think this is a big win, and I could see how that moves his MVP odds. Like it locks it in if he has like a crazy like a 4 or 5 touchdown performance here.
that pull of Jared Goff with those 5 interceptions. Oh, he going down to number 6.
And in our primetime game, Monday Night Football, Broncos are 5.5 point favorites at home. Um, Browns here. Jameis Winston coming off the big win on Thursday night, so they got a nice little rest. Sean Payton, Stefanski. How are we feeling this about this one?
I'm on TV. I'm on TV. What he said last week? I'm on TV tonight. I'm on TV tonight. I'm like, God damn,
Good
Jameis, sit your ass
kid.
down. But I'm telling you, I would literally, if Jameis was my homeboy, I would bring him to every function just like, Jameis, sit your ass down. God damn, nigga always doing too much. I'm on TV tonight. I'm on TV. What? Bro, you know how many times I've seen that meme of him crying when they're talking to him? And it'd be like when I'm at Chili's and the waiter is bringing my fucking triple entree.
He has so
but
many to eat the W.
yeah, I'm telling you, like Jameis is a one of a kind talent, but that doesn't mean that they're gonna win every fucking week. They got a good W last week. That's great for them. But it's prime time again. Do you see the Browns getting a W in this game, Paul? You
No,
know how
this
to
is
call
good.
it.
No, this is not it. This is, the Broncos are too. I mean, the Steelers are very physical too and everything, but the Broncos just saw what the Steelers has led up, and they're not going for that.
And I put Bo Nix over Russell Wilson.
I'm starting Bo Nix in one of my fantasy leagues, so I can't even say that.
Ah, we love to see it. This is gonna be a week you gonna cover out there. They got the fucking win, but I hate Bo Nix. But
Oh yeah, I swear to God, if he scores like 4 points, bro, I don't know what I'm gonna do.
nah, but Sean Payton versus Jameis Winston, I think we gonna disguise the coverage. We gonna make Jameis throw interceptions. Now, how many times has Sean Payton played against Jameis and with Jameis? Like, This nigga Jameis is the reason why Sean Payton left the Saints. Like I 100% believe that Sean Payton looked at their quarterback room when Drew Brees retired and said, "Yeah, I'm out of here."
That, the only other reunion on the thing, Jerry Judy is gonna be going back to play the Broncos because he
Oh,
hasn't.
so Jerry Judy might get out because he has been playing kind of well a couple of games.
Yeah, like he with Winston and he's had a few, a few games and he was all, best footwork coming into the draft of like anybody. One of the best footwork in the game. Just couldn't really catch the ball once he got into the big leagues. This year's kind of doing decent, but there's no shot. I'm picking the Browns. I picked them last week. I was on the money on the head. Uh, I think the Broncos though are just a more solid team. And now that the Dolphins' hopes for the playoffs is probably dead and squandered, yeah, the Broncos probably gonna have that last wild card spot.
Okay. Oh man. Oh, hey, Paul, watch this. Dang, well, that's the slate, everybody. So now it's on to your favorite, your locks and your dogs. Uh, Paul, we both went undefeated on our dogs last week, and then we both went what 1-2, or one somebody went 1-2 and 0-2 on their locks last week.
No, on if I'm not mistaken, we missed our dogs, but we went 4-0 in the locks.
Oh, okay, 4-0 on the locks. All right. Well, as we like to do, I'm gonna let Paul go first. Paul, who your dogs, who your locks?
Oh, my favorite is either should I go Saints or Eagles on the dog. I'm gonna take the Saints as my dog. I think I think the Rams are kind of. I'm gonna make sure I write that down real quick. Yeah, I could also went Falcons. I could also went the Patriots, but I just think the Saints under Coach Riz has been playing really good ball lately, and the defense actually has some life. Um, and the Rams are kind of, I don't want to call them frauds, but they're not playing that good of football. Like they're
No,
very
no.
inconsistent.
Yeah, very, very inconsistent.
I really, damn. I had a lock up, so I'm gonna go to Texans as one of my locks. I really think they're just gonna blow the Jaguars out. Um, damn, we win a lot of dogs.
No cap.
I'm like going down the slate. Uh, keep it interesting. I'm gonna take the Broncos.
Nice, nice. That's a good pick.
All right. Yeah, I think the
I
Broncos take care of this.
I really like that Broncos pick. If you had take one of my other picks, that was my backup pick. But
What are you locking up?
so for my locks, I'm gonna do it, man. I gotta go to the north. I think I'm gonna watch some Hard Knocks this week. I'm gonna get lit. I'm gonna get hyped,
Ah,
and I'm gonna take the Steelers as a fucking oh. The
they're
Steelers
dogs.
are a dog. Let me get the Steelers as a dog.
That's why I almost took a couple dogs. I was like, oh, I kind of have a lot of dogs.
Let me get the Vikings as a motherfucking lock. They've been every time I've locked up the Vikings, they've done me well. I'm trying to steal some of your stealing magic. And let's get the team that loves to fuck me over, but not physically, not financially, but mentally, because these niggas be draining me. But I got the fucking Ravens locked up. Prime time,
Wow,
game of the year. Game of the year. This is
wow.
gonna be like this is gonna be like what we called the what was it? The Patriots versus the Ravens, and then the Chiefs versus Ravens that one year, and y'all were clowning the Ravens, and I was like, nah, bro, fuck that. Give me the Ravens, and they're over here. The John Harbaugh's over here going for it on fourth down and saying, hey man, we're not giving the ball back to Pat. We're not giving the ball back to Tom. We're not giving the ball back to motherfucker Josh Allen. So I think this is that game where they say, hey, man, we're not giving it back to Saquon, man. We got this. And Jalen Hurts, I'm just praying for Jalen Hurts mistakes. I think they have Devontae Smith this game, but I'm just praying
Yeah,
for Jalen Hurts mistakes. If they can do that, they win this game.
wow. I almost dogged up the Eagles, so that's crazy. You feeling so confident.
I was hoping that you dogged them because We did that last week, and I got the dub. So I was like, all right, let me see if I can work that magic one more time. But
Hey,
yeah,
Paul.
man, I'm hoping the Ravens could. I'm really hoping the Ravens come in this bitch because I picked the motherfuckers to go to the Super Bowl. So I'm hoping that they lock in and get the dub.
But there it is. That's the locks. That's the dogs. As always, appreciate y'all tuning along, staying along. If you're still here, go down, like and subscribe, comment along. I'm Paul Pickle Winner, Cav Waterboy Savoy. We broke down the slate. We recapped the Thanksgiving Black Friday games. And if y'all did